Hello, Libra. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot. I hope you're doing well. This is your message from your ancestors as of November 11th, 2025. I have set the intention of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. So if you have Libra in any of those placements, odds are there's a little message in this reading for you. Also, keep in mind that it is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, don't get upset. It just means that one message is meant for someone else watching. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't, and of course, check out your other placements. Also, Libra, keep in mind that I am a Gemini. My ruling planet of Mercury is in retrograde. So if I stumble or fumble my way through your reading, I ask for your grace and your forgiveness ahead of time. With all of that said, let's begin. Tapping into the Libra collective now for Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do the ancestors have for Libra today? What would Libra's ancestors like to say to them today? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your message, Libra. New beginnings. At the bottom of the deck, you have union. And right behind union, you have harmony. So tell me more about new beginnings here for Libra. For Libra's Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about this new beginning? What would the ancestors like to say to Libra at this time? First card out, King of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, you have Page of Swords, Temperance, and the Three of Pentacles. That leaves the Eight of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Queen of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck to the World card. Libra, I feel like something came in and rocked your world. I think whether you're masculine or feminine, you're showing up here as the King of Pentacles. There's something here of everything was okay. Everything was structured or solid or stable in some way. It was dependable. But then something occurred here in this Five of Swords. What is this Five of Swords? Tell me about the Five of Swords here for Libra. Chaos, conflict, and argument. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Five of Swords is clarified by strength, the Seven of Swords, and the Six of Cups. The bottom of the deck, you have Two of Swords, Three of Wands, and Page of Pentacles to the Emperor. So, Libra, again, I feel like things in your life were okay. They were status quo. I don't see the King or Queen of Pentacles as a quote-unquote exciting energy in tarot, but I do see it as a stable energy. So, whatever your life has been, or was up until this Seven of Swords, Five of Swords kind of moment, I feel like at the very least, it was something that you could depend on in some way. It was very routine-ish for you. And then you had this Five of Swords, this chaos and conflict that came in because of the Seven of Swords. Now, this could be Seven of Swords, like you sabotaged something within your own life, meaning you did or said something that caused that Five of Swords, or it was done external to you. I don't know why I'm getting this thing about it being a lesson with that Six of Cups. Can you clarify that Six of Cups to the Seven of Swords? So maybe for some of you, you were repeating something, repeating a cycle. And again, I typically don't get that with the Six of Cups. Six of Cups for me is typically something in regards to your past or something in regards to a soulmate in your life, whether they're a soulmate, karmic, twin flame. I don't clarify that further because it's a collective reading. I'll leave it up to you to determine that. But in this instance, I'm taking it as either you were repetitively doing something to deceive yourself or injure yourself in some way, disrespect yourself in some way, undermine yourself in some way, undermine your value, or you were engaging with an entity who was doing that to you. Tell me more about that Six of Cups to the Seven of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have Death. We have the King of Wands. You have a lot of people here. And you have the Knight of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, you have Three of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Emperor shows themselves again. This is such a bizarre message. I don't feel like this message will resonate with a lot of people. I feel like there's a wound here going back in the Libra collective in regards to a masculine figure in their life, whether that's an uncle, a father, a grandfather. Or could be even, a female who leaned more into her masculinity. but there definitely is some kind of like parental or guardian wounds here in the Libra collective. And because of that, some type of Seven of Sword behavior was absorbed by the Libra community or the Libra collective. And I have like two groups of you. There's a group of you where you have engaged in that Seven of Swords behavior, because this behavior maybe was like learned, like in childhood, or someone you looked up to behaved this way, and now like unknowingly you kind of replicate that behavior. In that respect, you're like sabotaging yourselves. But I don't think you, up until now, I don't think you saw it that way. And for others of you, again, because of some type of learned behavior, you are continually entering connections, professional, platonic, or romantic, with people who engage in that behavior towards you. So whether it's something you're creating, like internal to you, or external to you that you have to, deal with or cope with, I feel like something in here rocked your foundation. We don't have the Tower card, but that's the feeling that I'm getting here. Like my life was structured or stable or dependable or routine. And either something I was engaging in within me or something I was engaging with external to me came in and radically transformed my life, kind of like flipped the table over. Not a good transformation in the moment, not a feel-good transformation in the moment, but it is creating this new beginning here for you. Tell me about the King of Cups. It's like having just an example I'm being given. Doesn't mean that it's your story, but it's like having the belief of yourself that like you're no good. And that's not true, right? But it's like because you grew up and maybe you had a narcissistic parent, you grew up believing that you weren't good enough, or that you weren't productive, or you weren't smart, regardless of your educational background. And so then you would be Seven of Sorting yourself in the example by throughout your adult life, entering jobs, accepting job opportunities where someone there would undermine you or underpay you, or never give you the accolades that you really deserve, never acknowledge what you bring to the table. And then it's like in one swoop moment when you didn't realize it, like you just get fired. And in that moment, that's like the worst thing that could have happened to you, right? Is to just get fired. But at the same time, it was like that moment of clarity of like, oh my God, I deserved so much better than that job. Why am I even upset that this job that undervalued me, underpaid me, undermined me every step of the way would now like, why am I even upset about that? So whatever that stability was for you, maybe for some of you, you lost housing, maybe you lost a job, maybe you had this terrible breakup. Whatever that moment was for you, there was this feeling of like, wow, I kept engaging in that because of something toxic that I picked up from in my youth that made it okay for me to do that to myself or to engage with people who would do that to me. Hope that this message is making sense for someone watching. So again, in that moment, that Death card did not feel good. The Seven of Swords did not feel good. The Five of Swords did not feel good. However, I think it was able to, or you are probably in the process now of becoming more at one with yourself, finding harmony in your life. Right behind that is wisdom. So you gained a lot of wisdom and clarity because of this Death card transformation moment with the Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, which now ushers you into a new beginning. So now Source is saying to you, or your ancestors are saying to you, Libra, what do you want your new beginning to look like? Because it does not have to look like what it was in the past. You don't have to show up that way anymore, and you don't have to engage with people who behave that way anymore. King of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Cups, clarified by, there's the Tower. I was feeling the Tower. The Tower, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Pentacles. So we see you being transformed here from someone who was structured and stable, who's someone who had to get up and act in that King of Wands. It's like you had no choice but to get up and fight. The King of Wands for me is the fighter in tarot. I mean, the whole wand suit are typically the energy of individuals who will go to war with bats if they have to, right? They're holding wands, not swords. They're not trying to buy their way out like the King of Pentacles. They're not trying to kumbaya everyone with the King of Cups. And nothing disparaging about those three kings, but the King of Wands is like, this gave you a reason or purpose to have to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, most of you on your own to some degree or some extent, and have to rebuild yourselves. And I don't think that that would have happened had you not experienced the Tower. So that Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, again, whether internal or external to you, was the act that was required to break you away from the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords, and give you this new beginning in the Ace of Pentacles, which is structured and solid, but very different than the way you were structured and solid before. This is now the new beginning. You can like remake yourself. I feel like this would not have been possible in the Four of Cups had you not experienced that Tower moment. So it's almost, I feel like your ancestors are trying to tell you, yeah, that's horrible. No one should have to go through that. But this new life, this new chapter, this new cycle for you would have been a missed opportunity. You would have never even had, I don't want to say the courage to not go after, but it's like you were forced. You're now being forced to transform. You're now being forced to step out of your comfort zone. The King of Pentacles is someone who exists in a comfort zone for good or for bad. And now it's like you're being forced because of love of self. King of Cups, the most intuitive king in tarot, but also the only king in tarot that understands unconditional love for self, very much like their counterpart, Queen of Cups. So whether you're masculine or feminine, that Tower is the wake up, shake up moment for you to say, I have to love myself enough to change who I engage with, change how I engage with myself, change the life that I want for myself from this moment forward. Ace of Cups for love of self. Tell me about the Ace of Cups. And that Union card, I feel, is like feminine and masculine energies within you being balanced. Tell me about the Ace of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Sun, the happiest card in the deck. 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles is what your potential is here. Should you choose to move towards this new beginning, this new direction, which I kind of feel like at this point for most of you, it's like you don't have a choice. You're just sort of being pushed through the tunnel at this point towards this new beginning. But again, you could exit the tunnel and go back to where you were or go back to showing up the way that you did. I have a feeling that this ancestral message is telling you not to do that, to do something different, to do this next chapter and next cycle of your life different. Because if you do, you get the 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles, not the 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords. The Sun, the 4 of Swords, healing that old childhood wound that at some point made you think it was okay to be treated that way or to treat yourself that way. And the 8 of Swords, and I think it also frees you mentally. I don't think that you're seeing it now. Oh, and there's that counterpart, the masculine feminine balance of the Queen of Cups to the King of Cups. So I don't think that you're seeing it right now, and that's why this message is coming through. It might be very dark for you in this period of your life. The individual in this card is blindfolded, and all they have is holding the Ace of Swords in this card in the deck I used for you. 4 swords are on the side, healing. 3 swords are to the right, wounding. And in the middle is your truth. So there's something here about this process will almost force you in some way to heal 4 swords, the 3 of Swords, because whatever you were engaging with was breaking your heart or disappointing you to some degree. I almost feel like your ancestors couldn't sit by and watch this happen to you anymore. I feel like they orchestrated or generated the Tower moment. Again, I get like this wake up, shake up moment for the Libra collective. Page of Swords, Temperance, and 3 of Pentacles. There's a new opportunity being presented to you. It's being ushered in by Archangel Michael. You do not have to rush to move towards this. Let's take a look at that and we'll put it back. The 8 of Cups. You don't have to move so quickly. The Cup suit in Tarot is the 3rd slowest suit in the deck. Pentacles being the slowest of slow. So it's interesting that that card just fell out because the 8 of Cups is a card of movement. It's an individual who's leaving behind a situation, environment, connection, way of life, pattern, maybe even something destructive within you, like toxic. Leaving that behind and moving towards the 9th cup. Well, the 9th cup is the Ace of Cups, but you can move slowly through this. I feel like this will help rebuild your life. If you move in this direction, if you seize this opportunity, and it's going to take a while, for some of you up to 3 years. I'm not saying for all, but there will be a transition here of up to 3 years of completely rebirthing the Libra collective. It's almost like you won't recognize yourself 3 years from now. If you move towards the new, if you do something different now than you did before. What is that Page of Swords? Information, communication, opportunity. What is that? One more shuffle. Thank you. What is that song? Hold on for one more day? I know that there is pain. Break free from the chains. Who is that? Wilson Phillips. I'm sorry, I get these songs sometimes in a reading. Wilson Phillips, Hold On for One More Day. That's got to be an old song. Okay, Page of Swords. Sorry about that. Page of Pentacles. A tangible opportunity. That same Ace of Pentacles that is here is what the page is bringing you. I feel like your ancestors are telling you, hold on for one more day. I know that there is pain. You're about to break free from the chains. I would listen to that song. I'll post it below in your video. Page of Pentacles, the Star, healing, wish fulfillment, and the Seven of Cups, options and choices. This is almost like you have Hierophant. You have the ability now to make your dreams come true, or a dream come true, that had you stayed in that or continued to show up that way would not have been possible. So I feel like your ancestors are telling you to hold on. They're working in union with you, in concert with you at this time to bring harmony to your life. Can we get timing? Not every card in tarot is timing. But can the ancestors provide Libra with timing on when this opportunity or offer will come in? Can we please get timing for the Libra collective? One more shuffle. Thank you. Justice is Libra season. This is immediate. Can I get further timing? It's immediate. I feel like it's after you do something. After you do something. What does that mean, after you do something? One more shuffle. Thank you. After you do something, Knight of Cups, you have to accept this new opportunity. You have to accept a new opportunity. Six of Wands. Three of Cups. You have to accept this new opportunity. So there's an opportunity being given to you. Emperor, Five of Cups, and Eight of Wands. That's really interesting. So there's a new opportunity coming for you. As soon as you act on it, as soon as you accept it, even if in the moment it doesn't look like the greatest, if you can accept it, it ushers in victory, it ushers in success, it ushers in happiness. So it's as soon as you take action to accept the offer or opportunity that is coming in. When you accept this offer or opportunity, it enables you to break away, break free from the chains that were binding you, this learned behavior here from this guardian or this emperor energy. I don't typically see the emperor as something negative, but that's the message I'm getting here. So it could be a parental figure, a father figure, someone you looked up to. It could even be like a man in your life or a woman who leaned very much into their masculinity. But it's an abusive, it's an abusive person is the feeling I'm getting. There was something there that you learned from that person, and it's kept you shackled or bound to them, even if they're no longer in your life. So maybe you're doing something over and over again because it's learned behavior, or you're engaging with the same type of relationship partners because maybe it's like how you saw your parents growing up. Maybe to you that's quote unquote a normal relationship. I remember I was having a conversation with one of my siblings, and they were saying that like they fight all the time with their partner. And I said, well, I am of the belief that I do think healthy discord, healthy arguments are okay in a relationship. When I hear people say, when we never had a fight, I'm like, okay, you're either totally lying or you have the most unhealthiest relationship, because there is a level of discord that is needed. You need to be able to be vulnerable enough and comfortable enough to tell your partner, I don't appreciate when you do that, and this is why. And they, they need to be able to do the same to you. And obviously through that, there should be some growth on your part and your partner's part. So as long as a discord is leading to growth and awareness, I typically don't see a problem with it. Far better than putting your head in the sand and ignoring, your relationship burning down around you. But what they were experiencing was like smashing plates and like violence. And to him, that was normal. And when I tried like expressing to him that I didn't think that was, I wouldn't be comfortable living that way, he was like, well, it's no different than how we grew up. So you have two people who grew up in a household, him and I saw that as, I don't want to live that way. So I'm not going to repeat that behavior in my relationships. And I won't tolerate anyone who repeats that behavior or mimics that behavior. And he grew up with the mindset of, but it's normal. So There was something like that here for you. I'm not saying that exact same thing, but something of a learned behavior or something ingrained in you that actually ended up being a negative for you. I'm not saying all your problems in your life are related to that one person or those experiences, but they have contributed to some way. And again, maybe it's how you pick your partners, how you pick your jobs, how you pick your friend groups, the activities you engage in could come from a wounded place. And sometimes those wounds are ones we don't even recognize, like he didn't even recognize that. So there's an opportunity coming. And as soon as you act on it, your life begins to unfold. Like it's immediate how it begins to unfold. Tell me more about the Three of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. I just heard something about being like an active participant in your life. So maybe in the past, some of you watching felt like you weren't an active participant in your life. Like life happened to you. You just kind of went with the flow. You met someone, they wanted to date you, you dated them. You know what I mean? Job came along, offered you a position, you went along and accepted it. This is like now you get to remake your life, not just going with the flow. Hope that's making sense for someone. The Empress, the Queen of Wands, and the Fool. There's the new beginning. There is literally your new beginning. So this opportunity or offer, when it comes in, and it's coming in soon, hold on for one more day. That opportunity is going to immediately inspire you to start building your life differently and go on this whole new chapter, this whole new adventure. And what you want it to look like and who you want to be and how you want to show up and where you want to live and what you want to do for a living and who you want to be with will be totally changed. You will not recognize your life in 3 years. The Emperor, the Hangman, and the High Priestess. I just heard ding dong, the witch is dead. So maybe there was something here. And I'm not saying that person will die, but maybe there was something here ingrained in you that will cease to exist in this new chapter. Maybe all of this was designed to get you out of a comfort zone that really wasn't all that comfortable or all that good for you. This is like eating fast food every day. I like it. It's convenient. It's a comfort zone. I don't have to cook. I have no dirty dishes. And maybe you can eat all the fast food in the world and not gain a pound. There are people who have that. They have very high metabolism rates. But it still has the potential to give you other health issues, diabetes, cardiovascular issues, pulmonary issues. Because sometimes in the comfort zone, we're ingesting toxins. I'm not saying all fast food are toxins, but you know what I mean. It's far different than eating organic. So something you were doing or engaging in was comfortable, but not necessarily good for you. Your ancestors are telling you to hold on for one more day. It might be dark right now, but if you take this opportunity, even if it doesn't look like the best, it will set you on this whole new path, Libra. Can we get 3 cards of advice here? This is probably the deepest message I've done out of all of the zodiacs. Okay, I only have a couple more to go, but can we get 3 cards here for Libra? Advice, closing messages, one more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the World. Move towards ascending. Might feel scary. Your life is changing. Relationships are ending. Your financials could be up in the air right now. But take the inspired action to create a plan. Knight of Pentacles. Do things differently this time around. The Queen of Swords is your energy. It's Libra energy. But is the energy of someone, it's very different than the Justice card in Tarot. The Justice card is everything has to be fair and balanced. And sometimes if you're a people-pleasing Libra, what is fair and balanced to you may not be fair and balanced to me. Because as a people-pleasing Libra, you have a tendency where you're presenting that the scales are balanced, but they're really not. They're like this. You end up giving way more to another entity. Maybe for some of you, that was your toxic trait. And whatever this is that you're going through is teaching you to be a little bit more Queen of Swords. Both the Queen of Swords and the Justice card, Lady Justice, both hold the sword of truth. But how they wield it is different. Justice is whatever is fair and balanced. Let's just kind of go with the status quo. And the Queen of Swords is like, no, She knows her worth and value. She's been, dragged or drugged through the mud. She can see things clearly, and she's sharp and wise because of her past experiences. So take the inspired action to look at all of the wisdom, the knowledge you've gained through whatever this has been for you, and take that sword of truth of yours now and create a new life path for yourself. Knight of Pentacles, create the strategy and create the plan. When this offer comes in, that's your opportunity to take the inspired action to move in a new direction. Again, you could repeat the old cycle, but I don't think you want to. This is like freedom, and this is like a jail cell. You get to do things differently now. That is what I have for you, Libra. That is your message from your ancestors at this time. If you like this message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, hold on. Don't go anywhere, Libra. One more timing thing I was told to get you. Further timing clarification for Libra. I hope you guys didn't click off. One more shuffle. Thank you. 8 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. As soon as you take the inspired action, Wheel of Fortune, as soon as you, in terms of timing, this offer or opportunity comes in, as soon as you take the inspired action to say to yourself, I am going, if given the opportunity, if given the chance, I'm going to do my life differently. I'm going to engage with people differently. I'm going to leave behind the toxicity. I'm not going to repeat that addictive quality. I'm not going to engage with people who do. The moment you decide to walk away from whatever that has been for you, a mindset, a pattern, religious indoctrination, sometimes keeps us trapped, right? In, let's say, a marriage that is extremely toxic. But sometimes religious indoctrination makes us think, well, for better, for worse, till death do us part. So whatever that has been for you, the moment you verbally, like, say it out loud, if God have given the chance, my ancestors have given the chance, I'm going to do this differently, and you mean it, and you make that affirmation or that promise to yourself to walk away from that, the new opportunity comes in. Wheel of Fortune, literally just like that. If you can do this within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I feel like the opportunity comes in the moment we hit Sagittarius season, which is about 2 weeks away. So that is what I have for you, Libra. I hope you stuck around for that final message. I don't know why, but I felt called to do that for you. So as soon as you vocalize that you're done and you're going to do things differently, your life begins to change. And it all begins now. That is what I have for you, Libra. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.